Hey, what's up, you guys? John here, and welcome to episode 9 of Inside the Solo. This is going to be a continuation of the last episode. We're looking at the song Kid Charlemagne by Steely Dan. The guitar solo is played by the great Larry Carlton. And in the last episode, we left off way up high with a lick that gets all the way up to the 19th fret. It sounded like this. So we have this, and now we're going to pick it up. We're going to drop down to the 5th fret, and our first finger is going to cover the B string and the E string. We're going to play the 5th fret there. So that's our lick. So 5 and 5 there, and then put your 3rd finger down on the 7th fret of the E string, bend it up, and then to natural. So then you go back to 5 with your first finger, and then 7. And it's kind of staccato. The next lick uses another one of these Larry Carlton moves that we saw earlier. So we're going to slide up. We're going to start on the 5th fret of the E string and slide up to 7. Then put our 2nd finger down on the 8th fret of the B string, and then 3rd finger on the 9th fret of the G string. So, and then play the note here on the G string, 7th fret. Then jump up the octave to the E string, 10th fret, and then end on the B string, 8th fret. So, and this is sort of like a little E minor looking shape that we used earlier up higher. And then this shape we used earlier in that lick. So same kind of moves, right? Repeating themselves. All these players, they have what I call the pet phrases, you know, certain moves. And when you learn like a lot of their solos, you start to identify those things. So both those licks together. Okay, then there's kind of a low slide. And that could be, you know, the 2nd fret sliding all the way up to 9 on the G string. Okay, and then we're going to do kind of like this pedal point lick where every other note is this 9th fret of the G string. So you slide up, and then you go 8 on the B string, 10 on the B string, 8 on the E string, 10 on the E string, and then slide from 10 to 12. So like I said, every other note being this. What a great lick. And it just sort of builds energy, you know, going back to this note as every other note. And then you end with this. And that would be 10 on the B string and 8 on the E string. So now this is a tricky little lick here. It's like thirds. So what that is that's the 10th fret of the E string. Use my first finger, and then 11th fret of the B string, and then 8 on the E string. So you do kind of the sequence. So 10, 11, 8, 9, 8, and then 8 on the B string. Then we come down a C triad. So that would be 8th fret on the B string, 9th fret on the G string, and 10th fret on the D string. So, and then you do a little pull off to the 9th fret on the D string, and then first finger on the 8th fret of the D string. So, woo! Okay, this next lick sounds like he pulls the first note with his finger again. It's a tricky lick. So you're going to start with your 3rd finger on the 6th fret of the D string and slide up a half step. Then you're going to put your 1st finger down. Yeah. So you're really kind of outlining an A minor triad. So 3rd finger to the 7th fret, and then 1st finger on the G string, 5th fret, and then bar it down to get both those notes, the note on the B string and the note on the G string. See that? And then you do a little pull off from the 3rd finger, 7th fret on the G string, to the 1st finger, 5th fret on the G string. Then you slide from 7 up to 9. And then you do this little 1st finger here on the G string, 7th fret, 2nd finger on the B string, 8th fret, and then back to 7. So. Pull that first note. Sounds pretty close. And then we get so that's going to be 1st finger on the E string, 8th fret. Then pull 10th fret B string. And then down to the natural note. Then 9 on the G string. 7 on the G string, and then hammer up. So then we got a little sequence or a little repetitive figure, so that's going to be 7, 7, 7. So I'm just crossing strings from the D string to the G string back to the D string. So, and then end with your 3rd finger on 9 of the G string. So, and then do it twice. Right? Okay, oh, this is good. Let's see. So, little hammer on from 7 to 8 or 7 to 10, and then walk up basically blues scale, 7, 8, 9 on the D string, and then 7 on the G string. So then come back and walk up a C major triad. So you're gonna slide from 9 to 10 on the D string, then put your 2nd finger down and go 9, 10, or 9, 8 on the B string. And then walk up chromatic. So 8, 9, 10. Then play 8, 10 on the E string. Then this little phrase here has got a quick bend. Bend on 10, to 8, and then 11 on the B string. Now this one's tricky. So that's kind of a Hendrix thing where you jump strings. So what that is a bend on the B string, 10th fret, pull off to 8, and then roll your finger over to the G string and give that note a slight bend at the 8th fret. So yeah. And then, so here's a little fret tap. So you're gonna bend the 7th fret of the G string, and then you tap at the 12th fret on the same string. And then you go do this little pull off, and then hammer, pull. So that last lick. And you can just use your middle finger. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is an unbelievable guitar solo. It's really tough, so take your time with it and keep practicing. We'll see you in the next episode.